Hello, welcome. We'll have a quick discussion on the overview of translation. Translation requires multiple things to come together and to keep moving, in the sense that we have to read the information of the genetic, in the nucleic acid sequence as a nucleic acid sequence and make a protein which is a sequence of amino acids. And in that sense, we have mRNA, rRNA, tRNA involved, and also the supply of amino acids and many other things form to give to a complex network of mechanisms, and that is translation. And to understand the whole intricacies of the translation, we will just first go through the overview of translation, followed by, in the next lectures, we will look into the other parts. So in translation, the first aspect would be for the ribosomes to identify the messenger RNA out of all the different RNAs that are present, and that is done by and also we should think of a ribosome as two things, one large subunit and one small subunit. And ribosome, the mRNA is present inside. It has to go inside like this. So we cannot have the whole ribosome like this and then put the mRNA through the ribosome. So what happens is that the small subunit is the one that is critical for identifying the mRNA. It depends on how the mechanisms or the determinants of what makes an mRNA. It depends on, in eukaryotes and prokaryotes, there are subtle differences. In all of them, of course, we could expect something like a ribosome binding site, and the small subunit comes along with the initiator tRNA and binds to the ribosome binding site that might be present in the 5' side. And after this pre-initiation complex formation, we have the large subunit binding here, and then we have an initiation complex. Then onwards, we have the more and more the charged tRNA brought into the ribosome, and that is how initiation will move on to a phase that is elongation. In elongation, we will have the tRNA that is brought here and the peptidyl transferase, the amino acids that are present on the initiator, on the tRNA that is present in the P site, which we will again discuss, is now moved on to from here to this tRNA, and that is added on to the amino acid that is present on the 3' side of the tRNA, and that reaction is called as peptidyl transferase. We have this whole peptide that was present on the tRNA indicated here, and now it is covalently, through formation of a peptide bond with the amino acid of the tRNA that is present in the A site, and that reaction is called as peptidyl transfer. And most important factors that make peptidyl transfer happen is supposedly the 3-dimensional folding of the rRNA. And similarly, and once such cycles of elongation, these steps happen, we have several steps of peptidyl transfer and translocation and so accommodation, many other aspects. We will, at the end, when the ribosome has started here at start codon and it has reached to the stop codon, when we have a stop codon at the A site, then there is no corresponding tRNA to recognize the codon of stop codon. There we have release factors which will bind here and will release the nascent peptide, will release the mRNA, and also will release the ribosomal subunits, so that new rounds of translation can occur. So from a given mRNA, we can have multiple ribosomes added on top of it, loaded onto the mRNA, and they keep on like a conveyor belt or so. They keep on reading the mRNA, will fall off when the termination occur, and they can start here, restart there. So one mRNA, when it is loaded with multiple ribosomes, as shown here, 4 of them, you can call it as polyribosome or a polysome. And we can also have about, at least in E. coli, the amount of space that a ribosome occupies on the mRNA, or how much of it is covered. If you see the amount of mRNA, that is about approximately 30 bases, 30 to 40 bases. So if we had a ribosome that is a mRNA that is with an open reading frame of 300 bases, we can expect that 10 ribosomes are loaded onto it. So the polysome would have been constitutes mRNA loaded with 10 ribosomes reading it. We will have an interaction. We will discuss the intricate aspects of each of these phases of translation in the coming lectures. See you later. Bye bye.